Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we have yet another manga haul from CD Japan that took a little longer to get here than expected, but now that it's here, I'm excited to share with everyone what I have in store today. We got a lot of new releases, mostly stuff I'm catching up on, and a couple of other random things too, but I think like 99% of the books in here are brand new releases. So without further ado, let's open this bad boy up and see what we got. Okay, I don't know why that box was so hard to open for me, but probably just because I didn't use a box cutter like a normal human being. But we got her open, so let's see what we got. I'm super excited because it's been a while since I've actually done a manga haul. Like I said, if you watched my last video where I ordered a bunch of merch, I had just like been really busy with school and like lacking funds and stuff. So now we're back with a July manga haul, and I believe there's like 26-ish books in here. So yeah, let's open it up. As per usual from CD Japan, it looks like everything is packaged really nicely. There's lots of packing paper, and everything's also bubble wrapped. So let's have a look at our first one that's on top here, and I already know which one it is. I actually am not caught up on this series. I was, and then like a lot of other things, I caught up and then I left it alone, so I need to keep reading it some more. But this is Mujina Into the Deep Volume 2 by Inio Asano, and if that name rings a bell for you guys, this is the same author who did Oyasumi Punpun, Nijigahara Hologram, Dead Demons, Destruction, among his many awesome works. And this is his newest series. I believe it just started in like September of last year, so it's been going for almost a year now, and it's really interesting. It's kind of like almost like a futuristic vibe going on. I explained a little bit in my last manga haul where I got the first volume, but basically it follows our main character, whose name I cannot think of at the moment because I believe her name is only mentioned once because most people just call her Mujina. And basically a Mujina is somebody who like doesn't have any rights, who like gave up their rights, and most Mujinas are employed as mercenaries because in this society, in this like Japanese city that they're in, everybody has rights cards, and if you don't have rights cards, you're a Mujina, and there's lots of things you can't do. You know, you can't go to a hospital, you can't go into most establishments, so like having a rights card is kind of a big deal, and if you don't have one, then obviously that could potentially get you in a lot of trouble. But hence why a lot of Mujinas do a lot of work as mercenaries, because it's like under the table work that they can do. So this is one of our first main antagonists, I guess you could say, on the cover here. She's been fighting with our main character where I left off last time. So this is definitely on my list to read like really soon. I do want to catch up, and I really, really love Inio Asano's work. Oyasumi Punpun is literally like one of my all-time favorite mangas, if not my all-time favorite manga. This one is no exception. This is a really good series by him too. So if you like any of like Inio Asano's work, I also highly recommend checking out Mujina Into the Deep as well. Next, what do we have? Let's grab this one. Ah, yes. So, oh, they put them together. I see. So this is volume 6 and 7 of Yomi no Sugai. Yomi no Sugai, I really like this one. This is another one that I need to catch up on ASAP, because if you guys know, besides Oyasumi Punpun, my favorite of all time, like anime, manga, everything, is Full Metal Alchemist. And this is also by Hiromu Arakawa. It's her newest series. Follows our main character, Yuru, going through like all his trials and tribulations. From finding out that he lives in a world that's like technically in the past, to adjusting to the future world, and like fighting these unknown forces who are after him and his twin sister. And it's Hiromu Arakawa, so like, you know it's gonna be amazing, obviously. So I definitely want to keep reading it. I just finished binging like all nearly 400 chapters of Berserk recently, so I feel like my brain is kind of fried. So I have just kind of like took a small break from reading for the time being, and like letting myself recoup a little bit before I like dive right back into reading manga. So volume 6 here, this volume actually came with like this extra little booklet. I originally was planning on just getting the regular edition, just because of like money, because obviously the special edition's a little more. But the regular edition actually was like back ordered or out of stock, so I was like, I'll just get the special edition. But it's kind of cool because I don't have like hardly any Yomi no Tsugai stuff, and it looks like this little booklet. It's got a lot of art in it. It's nice, actually. I'll show you guys a couple pictures. Maybe, if I can find it. The one I wanted to show you. Here, we have, on this side here, we have Yuru with his two Tsugai, which are just called Migi and Hidari, which literally just means left and right. He's here, and then this is a picture of him and his twin sister Asa over on this side. I just like everything that Hiromu Arakawa writes is just amazing, honestly. I actually haven't read Silver Spoon, which I know a lot of people also like, but that is definitely on my list to read like very soon, just because like everything she writes is just so good and her characters are so amazing, and of course this is no exception either. So if you like Full Metal Alchemist or you enjoy Hiromu Arakawa's work, just do yourself a favor and start her new series, because you will not be disappointed. It's really, really good. And I'm really hoping that in the future this one is gonna get an anime as well. And if it's popular like I think it is, then I have like no doubt that it will be getting an anime adaptation as well. Getting all the extra stuff out of here, making sure there's no postcards or anything. Alright, next. This one, I'm so behind on everything. This is another series that I like need to catch up on reading wise, because once again, I binged it and then just didn't touch it. I actually haven't watched the anime of this one either. I've only read it, but this is Loving Yamada-kun at level 999. This is volume 9, which is exciting because where I left off reading the manga, I don't remember exactly where it was, but it was like they got together. I like got past the scene that everybody was freaking out about, or like the chapter that everybody was freaking out about. I remember that, and then yeah, it's been a while since I've read it, honestly, so I don't remember a lot of what's going on, but I do remember that like they are like together and like in an established relationship now. But this manga, like I feel like everybody knows about it, so I won't really explain about it. But I just think as far as like shoujo or like seinen, or like I don't know what this one classifies as, probably still shoujo. As far as it goes, it has like a really unique perspective, or maybe I just think that because I also play a lot of video games, so it's just kind of nice to see like a relationship between like two gamers and like them being nerds and like their friend group and everything. I really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. Alright, what do we got in here next? There's a couple together in this one, so let's grab this first one here. Ah yes, we have My Hero Academia, Volume 40. this one is kind of a strange one for me because I am anime only on My Hero Academia. I have not read the manga yet, but I'm collecting it because I am planning on reading the manga at some point. I don't know if I'll read it when I finish the anime or what, but to my understanding, as I heard, My Hero Academia, as of filming this video in July of 2024, is like ending like very, very soon. So that probably won't be that long. Yeah, it's not super surprising because I heard that like they're close to like the final arc and everything. And I think a lot of people, from what I've heard, really want it to continue with like the characters into their adulthood. I'm not sure if that's gonna happen, but it would be interesting if that does happen. But if not, I've also just really enjoyed the stories. I'm also like a big like superhero nerd, so like when this was described to me as like a high school for like superheroes basically, I was like, I'm there. Like I will read this. Or I mean I will watch this. But I've really enjoyed the anime, even though with like this most recent season that's come out, I've literally only watched one episode. And the main reason for that is I just like really haven't been watching a lot of it anyway. The only thing I'm actually watching right now anime wise is Undead Unluck, and it's because I find it hilarious and nostalgic for some reason, because it's got like that old comedy shonen nostalgia for me, even though there are a lot of questionable things about this, but that's really the only thing I've been watching, just because I need something to laugh at. But I'm definitely gonna go back to watching the anime, and then maybe I think once the series is complete, I will probably read My Hero Academia from the very beginning and just read it all the way through, kind of like what I'm doing with Demon Slayer right now. So next, what do we have here? Ah yes, we have JoJo's Bizarre Adventure JoJo Lands Volume 3. Now if you guys know, or can see this shelf behind me, or have watched any of my other videos, you know I love JoJo, alright? I love it. It's so good. I just enjoy it a lot, and it's great. You're missing out. I say that, but I know that JoJo is like not everyone's cup of tea, but like me personally, I really enjoy it, and like part 9 is no exception, and I think I'm just one chapter behind on part 9. I like opened it to read it and then got distracted as per usual and didn't finish reading it, so I need to read the most recent chapter on this one. I don't even know where to begin with JoJo, but basically part 9, I won't explain too much of this because it either won't make sense or you guys already know because JoJo's pretty popular, but follows our main Joestar here, which is Jodio, and they are back here in the corner, and then we have Dragona Joestar as well, on a quest to become rich. And it's just really interesting seeing Jodio compared to like the previous Joestars, because maybe not all of the Joestar's pursuits are like noble or whatever you want to call it, like not like on Jonathan level noble, but it's just interesting to like see like a character like this. Like I think Jodio's like 15, I want to say. He's a teenager, you know, and so he's like, I just want to make money, like I want to be rich type thing. So it's just kind of interesting to see like all the different like perspectives of the various Joestars throughout the time. And JoJo is just like one of those ones where it's like I will eat up whatever they give me because I just really enjoy the anime a lot. So yeah, so this is volume 3 of JoJo Lands. What do we have in here next? Ah yes, of course, no manga haul would be complete without the most recent volume of Jujutsu Kaisen. This is volume 27? Yes, 27. I remember reading this arc as it was coming out. It was really interesting seeing this guy fight. Well, I don't know if this is a spoiler. Maybe I shouldn't say that. It was just really interesting seeing this guy's fight. Again, like I said in my last video, if you guys are JJK fans, which I know a lot of people are, we're kind of going through it right now, and I'm really curious because I think I read somewhere a while ago that like the Jujutsu Kaisen manga was supposed to be wrapping up soon. I don't know what like the definition of soon is, but that it's like 75% done, or like maybe probably more than 75% done at this point. But Jujutsu Kaisen is like good. I don't know what else to say. Everybody likes Jujutsu Kaisen. It's really good. It's really interesting. But if you're reading the manga right now, it could be better. But I have faith that somehow, some way, this is gonna end, and we're gonna like have a resolution. I don't know what that resolution is gonna be, because most people would think, oh, like the good guy's gonna win. But in this show, and in this manga, it's a toss-up, honestly, about how it's gonna end. But yeah, so here we have volume 27 of Jujutsu Kaisen. Moving on, yes! I was really worried because when I tried to buy volume 1 and 2 of this manga, it was sold out for like ever. So when I saw that volume 3 was coming out on like July 4th, I was like, I gotta order this like ASAP or it's gonna be out of stock. And that manga series is Kagurabachi. I talked a little bit about this in my last video, but Kagurabachi is like a fairly new manga that is like it's a shonen manga, because of course I read almost exclusively shonen manga. Follows our main character here on the front, which is Chihiro, whose father was a blacksmith. He made these enchanted blades, and which means they have like a lot of like cool powers and stuff. And then his father was assassinated, and Chihiro, his son, is now on a mission to like collect all of the enchanted blades and make sure they stay out of the hands of evil. And it's just really cool because Chihiro is like a really likable character. He's kind of like strong silent type, but then at the same time he's actually like a big softie and like pretty caring underneath. So this is the beginning of the second arc on here, where he's fighting mostly this guy in the mask and this guy down here as well. And I just recommend, if you like shonen at all, please read Kagurabachi, because it's really good and it deserves the hype fully. Alright, what else do we got in here? How do I want to go about this? I think we'll go this way. Okay. The next cluster of books in here. Oh, I haven't gotten one of these in a while. So, another edition. This is Spy Family, Volume 13. I am so behind on Spy Family. I needed to collect it because I needed to catch up, but I am like so behind on Spy Family. I tried to read the manga when I was in Japan, and I never finished it because it was, I think it was right before I came back to America, so I didn't have like a lot of time, or like a lot of free time at the time. And then I watched the anime. I finished season 1, and I think I only got like, I don't even know if I got halfway through season 2, and then just kind of like put it on hold. So I definitely need to do some catching up on Spy Family, because I really do enjoy it, and it's really cute. But just like with everything else, I have just taken a break from it. But this is volume 13, and I'm hoping to get back to Spy Family really soon. Alright, next in this bag, we have, yes, of course, this is Chainsaw Man Volume 17. What can I say about Chainsaw Man? Again, another really popular one that everyone likes. I have been enjoying it quite a bit. I know, I probably say this every time I talk about Chainsaw Man, but I know that like a lot of people weren't like loving this like second part of Chainsaw Man. It's growing on me. I understand like how it could be slow in the beginning, and it was, but I think it's really picked up a lot more now, and I just am enjoying it a lot. I actually really enjoy Asa as a character as well, and yeah, it's a ride. Like, I feel like if you've also read any of like Tatsuki Fujimoto's work, like I haven't read like a lot of his other work. I tried to read Fire Punch and it was just not for me. I got about 10 chapters in and was like, okay, I can't do this. But like, so his stuff obviously is like probably more of like a dark side, or like maybe he just like, he don't care. He's like, I'm gonna put it in here and you guys just have to deal with it type thing. Because I know with like one of the chapters that came out recently, there was a lot of controversy, I guess you could say, about it. And I understand why. It was kind of out of pocket to put in there, but at the same time, when I like watched or like read a lot of other creators' comments, it could possibly just be showing another side of Denji, or like explaining Denji's behavior a little bit. If you know what I'm talking about, then you know. But yeah, so this is the most recent one. This is volume 17. Actually, volume 18 might be out by now. I'm not positive, but volume 17 was the next one I needed. Moving on. Oh, this is part of the series that I got. And those are not the first volumes, so I think I'm gonna wait on that and move this direction. Ah, yes. Oh, I'm so excited about these two. Okay, it has been a hot minute since I have got to get some BL. So, I guess the first thing we'll start with is Therapy Game Volume 5. I have been waiting so long for Therapy Game to come back. I think I got through Therapy Game Restart Volume 2 because at the time I couldn't find a good English translation, and normally I would just read it in Japanese, but this comic, since it is like targeted towards adults, doesn't have furigana, which is like the little like readings of the kanji on the pages, like a lot of shonen manga does. Like, I'll show you an example, like Jujutsu Kaisen, I know has it. So without showing anything too spoilery that people probably already know, if we look on this page here, you can see there's like the kanji here, if it'll focus, the kanji here, and then like really tiny next to it is like how to read the kanji. Because if younger kids, or like kids in general, are reading it, they're not going to be able to read all the kanji at the time until they get older. But then obviously when you have something like this that is obviously targeted more towards like adults or like young adult, it's not going to have that. Let me see again if I can show you an example without showing anything too spoilery or explicit, because this comic, if you haven't heard of Therapy Game, is like a 18 plus comic. There's a lot of spicy stuff inside, fair warning, but if you can see here, this one is just like all kanji. So it's a little harder for me to read. I could do it, but then it just involves a lot of like looking up words, which takes like so much longer to read because I don't know a ton of kanji. Kanji is hard. Kanji is not for the weak. I mean, some people really like kanji, but for me, it's hard, all right? But anyways, the point is that I really want to get back to reading Therapy Game because it's really good, and I really love the characters, and I love Minato. He's great. And the other BL comic I have in here, there's only two, is another one that finally came back, and I'm so happy it did. I haven't read this volume yet, but I'm really excited to. This is Pink Heart Jam Beat, which is the continuation of Pink Heart Jam. I kind of binged this. It was just a two-shot, had 2 volumes, and then the author obviously like decided to continue it. And I just really like the music touch that these two have, being in like the same club, I believe. It's been a while since I've read this one, and I kind of binged it quickly, so don't quote me if I get anything wrong, but I just love it. It's great. This one was really good. So I'm excited that there's finally a continuation. I will say too, this one as well, Pink Heart Jam, is also an 18 plus title, so you've been warned. Okay, what else do we got in here before we get to the series that I bought? Okay. Oh, this one I'm so excited about. Okay, so this is Kaiju number 8, volume 13. 13? Wrong. This is volume 12 of Kaiju number 8. I love Kaiju number 8. I feel like I say this about every manga I pull out, obviously, but like, I will say, I did watch the anime of Kaiju number 8, and I enjoyed it a lot. If I had any gripes, I would say that the animation quality could be a little better because, like, my Gen Narumi girlies or my Gen Narumi fans out there, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know. I feel like he doesn't look terrible, but I'm just like, I was expecting more, all right? My hopes were high and they were crushed. But this is the most recent volume with Hoshina on the front, and his most recent big fight, if you are reading the manga. We got to learn a lot of things about Hoshina too, as far as the lore goes, which was also really interesting. So yes, again, you like shonen, battle shonen, if you like Pacific Rim, because I heard that Kaiju number 8 was based off of Pacific Rim, please check out Kaiju number 8 because it's good. What else do we got in here? Going with that, we will stay with the theme of Kaiju number 8 because I forgot I threw this in here too. This is Kaiju number 8, volume 13. There's number 13. I was gonna say, I thought I got volume 13. Wait, okay, I apologize in the last clip if I said that was the most recent volume. This is the most recent volume. This character, I can't remember his name, but he has not had his own cover yet, so that's good. Again, I won't harp on it too long, but Kaiju number 8, it's really good. You guys really need to, like, check it out because it's great. Again, battle shonen, it's awesome. I love it. So, here's volume 13 along with volume 12. And the last Kaiju number 8 thing I have in here is this bad boy right here. This is Kaiju number 8 B-side, which I believe, I haven't read this one yet, so I'm not positive, but I believe it's like compiled like short stories about various characters. I think there's one about Hoshina, there's one about Hoshina. Who were the other two? There was 2 others, I thought. Who else am I seeing in here? Let's look. Or maybe it's just Hoshina. Oh, maybe I'm insane. There's Kikoru. So maybe Hoshina and Kikoru. I thought I saw also that there was one with Narumi in it. But maybe, this does say volume 1, so maybe that'll be in a later volume. But yeah, so here's Kaiju number 8 B-sides with Hoshina on the front. Again, like I said, it's a collection of like side stories. It looks like the original author and another author are working together. I'm not positive, but like the art style looks a little different. So maybe the author came up with the idea and he had somebody else draw it. That's usually what happens in these spin-offs. They have somebody else draw it for them. But yeah, I'm really excited to read this one as well. Okay. Moving on, the last one in this clump. Ah, yes. I have been missing my Tokyo Revengers content, honestly. So, this is Tokyo Revengers, A Letter from Baji Kesuke, Volume 5. And Volume 6, it was just announced, is going to be the final volume in this side story. I don't think this has, quote me if I'm wrong, I don't think this has an official English adaptation yet, or if it will get one. I could be wrong again. If you guys know, Chifuyu is like my favorite Tokyo Revengers character. And obviously this series mostly follows Baji and Chifuyu before Takemichi came into the picture. I think in the beginning, if I remember correctly, it goes through how Chifuyu became the vice captain of Baji's group and a lot of things like that. And it's been really interesting to There's a postcard in here. It's been really interesting to like see this story. Okay, let's have a look at this postcard that's in here. Sorry, my camera died there for a minute, but this postcard is so cute. Little Chifuyu and Baji fighting the hot weather. This is why you have to look through all your Japanese manga, because sometimes it's just like extra like little flyers in here, but then occasionally you get a gem like this. Definitely gonna have to find a nice place to put that. Awesome. But yeah, so this basically follows Baji and Chifuyu before Takemichi comes into the picture. And if you like both of those characters, I definitely recommend looking at the fan translations online because it's a really good series. And I really enjoyed it a lot. So this is volume 5. Volume 6 will be the final volume. Alright, let's see the last of what we got in here. Okay, I think the rest of the series is all together now. So I will go ahead and show you guys this most recent find of mine. So we have all 6 volumes of Kimetsu Gakuen. Okay, story time about this. I had seen this around before and I didn't really know what it was, honestly. And I finished the most recent season of Kimetsu no Yaiba on Crunchyroll recently and was like sent back into my Demon Slayer mood where I was just like, I want all the Demon Slayer stuff. So I found this and just kind of like decided to check it out because I didn't know that it was like basically just an adorable spin-off, and it's so good. I love it so much. It's so cute. Basically, it's just like a alternate universe kind of Kimetsu no Yaiba thing where all the characters are in a school setting and there's just like a bunch of crazy shenanigans that go on, and it's a fun time. I need to finish it because it's really great. And so I'll show you a picture here, but we have art class teacher Uzui Tengen, love of my life. But it's really cute and it's really funny. This one does have an English adaptation, but I don't think it's caught up yet. Usually, like, it's behind the Japanese a little bit. So here's volume 1. Those are probably gonna fall if I stack them any higher. Where are the rest of you? You were all right here. Okay, here we go. Here's volume 2. Volume 3, Volume 4, and then the ones that I found earlier, Volume 5, and I believe this is the final volume, which is Volume 6. And again, if you like Kimetsu no Yaiba, and you just want like lighthearted funniness where literally everyone is alive, please read it. Okay, we're down to our final 4 books, it looks like, at the bottom here. So, what do we have? Okay. First off, we have Goku Shufudo, The Way of the House Husband, Volume 14. Goku Shufudo is so funny. It's like, it's so great. This one I actually haven't read the manga of yet. I'm also anime only on this one, but this this manga is so funny. It's just like one of those ones where they have just like short little episodes that are like maybe like 5-ish minutes long or something, and then it's just a comedy. So like if you need a good laugh, I highly recommend the anime, and I would also recommend the manga. Even though I haven't read the manga, I'm like, if the anime is this good, then the manga has to be just as good. So this is the most recent volume right here, volume 14. Alright, we're down to our last couple books. Oh, I've been waiting for this one. So you guys probably know, I really, really love After God. This is After God, Volume 7. And for whatever reason, I have been reading the fan translations online because, again, this one has a lot of complicated kanji that I do not know how to compute. So when I really just want to know what happens, I'm just like, I'm gonna read the English. I love After God. If you haven't read After God, you really, really should, because it's good. But basically, when I was reading the English, there came a point where, like, the manga in Japanese was still updating, but, like, the English translation stopped. And I was like, what is going on? I need to know what's going on. And I couldn't find the raws anywhere. So I believe this volume has potentially some of the chapters that I haven't read yet, but maybe it doesn't. This all kind of looks like stuff I've read. Maybe nothing is new here. Or maybe it is. Maybe there's a little bit that's new. So I'm gonna have to be patient and translate the kanji because I need to know what happens. Like, the part where it left off was like such like a cliffhanger. Like, we got some really good information about one of our main characters, Tokinaga, and I am just like, I need to know what is going on. The plot thickens. If you like kind of like supernatural, I would almost say, like, shonen anime, I don't know, this probably doesn't classify as shonen, but like supernatural kind of vibes, I really, really recommend After God. It's so good. I have heard that it's getting an English translation soon, like an official one, so do yourself a favor and read it because it's really good. Okay, we're down to our last 2 volumes, and of course, we have to get the most recent volume of Black Butler. I have not finished watching the public school arc, and the reason for this is I am like halfway through the public school arc in the manga, and then, like many others, I was like, I'm gonna put this on hold while I like do some other stuff. And so I didn't want to watch the anime while I was reading the manga. I wanted to like finish reading the public school arc and then watch it, which I'm still planning on doing. It is on like the top of my list to like get read soon because the seiyuu that voices Sebastian, Daisuke Ono, is like literally one of my favorite like Japanese voice actors, and he also voices Jotaro from JoJo. He voices a lot of characters, but Sebastian is like one of the favorites that he voices, of course. So I really like want to continue Black Butler. It's like super nostalgic for me. And yeah, and this cover with Snake on the front is so beautiful. Oh man, Snake is such a good boy. I will not take arguments in this. I will not take arguments. Snake is best boy, alright? Okay, and our final volume of manga is The Summer That Hikaru Died. And I didn't know this, but maybe you guys did. Down here it says they've decided to make an anime. Maybe I did read that somewhere. That actually does sound familiar now that I think about it. But The Summer That Hikaru Died is like such a good manga. It's another one that I like really need to catch up on soon. It's also got like supernatural vibes. It's one of our main characters here on the front. I don't remember his name because it's been a hot minute since I read it. I really just need to like reread it from the beginning, honestly. But his best friend Hikaru died, as the title suggests, and is replaced with this entity. We don't know if he's like a ghost or a monster or a demon or what, but this thing has inhabited Hikaru's body and wants to like experience being a human and like being friends with our other main character. Our other main character, I feel bad calling him our other main character because I just can't think of his name, but he kind of just accepts it. Not accepts it, but he's like, my friend died. I'm upset about that, obviously. But then he's like, well, if this person is here who wants to be Hikaru, like, I will accept him, kind of thing. So then it's just kind of like mysterious. It's got like mysterious supernatural vibes going on, trying to figure out what actually happened to Hikaru, because we still don't know how Hikaru died. And like, just everything that goes on with that, because something weird is going on in the town, and obviously something really weird happened to Hikaru, so the plot thickens, as they say. But yeah. Oh, sorry, I think I said volume 4. This is volume 5, my bad, but yes. I'm really excited to keep reading this as well because when I found the summer that Hikaru died, it was kind of a whim cover buy in Japan. I like saw the volume 1 has the bright blue cover with Hikaru on the front, and I thought it looked really pretty. And so I think I did like a quick Google to be like, what is this roughly about? And then was like, okay, I'm gonna buy it. And it was like totally worth it. Sometimes cover buys work out. Alright, so this is all the manga I got in this haul. This time, I apologize guys, I feel like this video is a little bit chaotic, so please bear with me, but I was really excited to share everything with you. And if I did a lot of repeating or like said a lot of useless information, I apologize, but I was really excited to do a manga haul after all this time. Okay, so before we wrap up this video, there is one last thing I want to show you guys. I know I said in my last merch video that I would do like an organizing video of the new bookshelf that I got and like some of the new merch, but I just didn't get around to it. And so I set up the bookshelf, so I'm going to show you guys the finished product before we leave. So let's take a little adventure to my living room. Okay, so here we are. This is our bookshelf. I got this bookshelf from IKEA, and I will put what bookshelf it is. Please ignore the mess. I will put what bookshelf it is in the comments, but the top shelf here is what I'm calling my Tengen shrine. If you guys saw my merch video, then you'll know I bought a lot of Tengen merch last time, so I displayed a lot of it out here. So we have our postcards, our coasters, a lot of our standees and stuff. There's a couple Rengoku things out here as well, but as you can see, it's mostly Tengen. Then we come down here. There's not really a rhyme or reason to what series I picked to be out here, but Black Butler is one of the ones that I decided to display out here. So we have all of Black Butler, and then down here we have Horimiya. We have a couple of like the memorial books and the special edition volumes on display here. Moving down to the next one, I moved the case study of Anita's out here as well with the new little goodies that I got from last time. And then on the left here, since I own Steel Ball Run twice, the small sized volumes out here, and put one of the covers on display here. This is my favorite cover. And then on the bottom here, again, I own Fullmetal Alchemist twice, so this is the Kanzen Complete Edition that I decided to display out here with the little art book I have. So I don't think enough has changed in my collection to warrant like a whole new collection video, but some things have changed, and since I've added the new things, I just figured I'd show you guys what has changed. So let's take a look. So first, the very top shelf, nothing has changed at all. It is exactly the same. However, this shelf I have dedicated solely to Naruto, just because Naruto has a lot of volumes, so I figured it could get its own shelf. So we still have my couple figures and standees up here. The only new one is the holographic Deidara standee that I added up here next to the Deidara figure I have. And then moving down, this is probably the most substantial change that has happened, is that this whole shelf belongs to Kimetsu no Yaiba now. And while Kimetsu no Yaiba doesn't have that many volumes, there's only 23, and then I have a couple guidebooks and the 6 volumes of Kimetsu Gakuen now. I have so much Kimetsu no Yaiba merch. This isn't even all of it. This is just what I would fit on the shelf. So I was like, you can have your own shelf because I have way too much stuff. And like before, like this really nice Tengen and Rengoku figure I had like weren't even together, which really upset me. So I made space for these two to be by each other along with their mini counterparts. And then up here we have Tengen and Rengoku's Nendroids that are chilling on top of the Kimetsu no Gakuen volumes. I have, what else do we have? I have these little keychains, sorry about the glare, that I got from Lawson in Japan. Lawson is a really popular convenience store, and sometimes various convenience stores will do collaborations with animes, musicians, you name it. So this is little Tengen on the left here with Karage-kun, which is Lawson's little chicken mascot, and Inosuke as well with the little Karage-kun. Behind them, we have the Tengen, I don't remember exactly what it's called, Buzz something. Back here, he's probably my most expensive figure. or up there that I have. He's like fully posable and movable and has a bunch of different parts, but this is the one, or this is the pose I have him in as of right now. Back there I have an Inosuke noodle stopper. He's kind of hard to see, along with a little Tengen postcard I printed out. Over here on the right I have a Rengoku and Tengen stuffy. I don't really know what they're actually called, but that's what we're going with. And then on the right, I have another Tengen keychain that's just chilling there. I have a Shikishi board of our main trio, and then I have Tengen and Rengoku's noodle stoppers hanging out up here with their respective volumes. So yes, this shelf has definitely changed the most. Then moving down, the JoJo shelf is exactly the same to my knowledge. And then down here, this shelf has changed slightly, not much. I need to create a little more space on this shelf or something somehow, because I have the rest of JoJo over here. I moved the small volumes of Steel Ball Run out into the other room, as you saw before. We still have Banana Fish, After God, Rave Master hanging out over here, but as you can see, the most recent volume of After God is just kind of chilling back here because there's literally no room to put it in right now. And then moving down, I also moved the big volumes of Full Metal Alchemist out into the other room as well. So we have just the normal size Full Metal Alchemist and then Yomi no Tsugai right next to it. And then I moved Tokyo Revengers down into this corner. I also have a lot of Tokyo Revengers merch, which is why it's looking a little crowded down here, but it's kind of the best I can do at the moment, mainly because there's 31 volumes of Tokyo Revengers, and then there's 4 guidebooks that I have, this 1 full color volume, and 5 copies of the spinoff as well. And then down here on the bottom, I don't believe this shelf has changed at all either. Still got Inuyasha, Bastard, Dragon Ball, and a couple other series that are hidden down there. This shelf, I believe on top, hasn't really changed much, just Noragami and My Hero Academia. And then down here, this shelf also hasn't changed, Attack on Titan and Trigun. This one has changed a little bit, and I'm still kind of working out how I want it to be, but for right now, I moved my couple volumes of Berserk back here. They're kind of covered up by Kagurabachi right here. And then we have Chojin X back there, and then all of Jujutsu Kaisen. There's 27 volumes of Jujutsu Kaisen right now. I have 2 light novels and a guidebook for it as well. And then I am slowly working on my Choso shrine over here, which is my little Choso figure. I have a couple can badges that I made from one of my favorite scenes in the manga of these two. And I put Choso's Shikishi board back here as well. And then finally on this bottom shelf, I need to move that plastic stand. But Kaiju number 8, Jikokuraku, Chainsaw Man, Spy Family, Death Note. This one hasn't changed a lot, but the organization changed a little bit. Alright guys, so that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, as always. I really appreciate you guys who check out my videos and just like help me on my little journey of collecting manga. And let me know what you think. Let me know what you like, what you dislike. If there's any series in here that you're reading as well, or if you have like any recommendations of series, please also let me know, because now that I have finished my break from catching up on Berserk, I'm ready to get back into reading and watching. So again, if you have any recommendations, let me know what you like, dislike, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!